Hello, I'm Mantastic and Fantastic, and today I'm going to be talking about the Full Metal Alchemist return that is coming to Japan and most likely to North America in the very near future. So, the Full Metal Alchemist collab has come to Puzzle & Dragons one time beforehand, and it gave us the introduction to Edward. And Edward, at the time, was an incredibly powerful leader that has somewhat declined over time just because stronger toys and options have become available. With that being said, due to the fact that Full Metal Alchemist is coming again, all of the existing cards will be receiving the ability to limit break and subsequently gain Super Awakenings, which propels their base stats up to quite high levels along with having an additional awakening, and the 6-star cards and some of the 5s gain noticeable buffs alongside of it. So first things first, all of the 6-star cards, like the top rarity cards in the event, will now have the ability to gain an assist evolution. So these cards I think had like a 2 or 2.5% chance to roll each, so it wasn't exactly that amazing, but with assist evolutions, duplicates have a bit more value, and there will be the option to actually utilize the monster exchange system to acquire cards that you really want, such as Edward. Now, for the most part, assist evolutions tend to be dominated by the Monster Hunter collab, but it is a 10-stone event, and the fact that this costs only 5 stones, and you may have rolled it beforehand in the past to acquire Edward, having the assist evolutions for some of these cards, which may overlap with Monster Hunter options, still can be valuable because they have different colors and they may have different awakenings transferred over as extra effects as well as stats and or active skill. So the first assist evolution is for Edward, and Edward gains team health, which can be nice. You get more bulk, 50% HP boost, and HP plus. So in theory, Edward's assist is best on Edward, but again, that may not be a scenario that most people can actually do. But in an ideal world, that would be what you actually have. You pump your own health up higher for the team because you need to stay above 50% health. Edward has personally higher damage as well, so that can be great. Alphonse was at the time one of the better subs for Edward, and his assist evolution is Team RCV, Blind Resist ×3, and HP plus. So this competes with one of the Monster Hunter cards, the I can't pronounce the name, but that Monster Hunter card only gives you like an attack plus awakening, if I'm not mistaken, and this one here gives Team RCV and health. So the Alphonse one gives you more value, and whether or not the active skill is better depends on the type of team you're actually running. Roy's assist evolution gives him significantly greater value because he now has, L attack, okay, but now he has cloud resist and attack plus. So with the cloud resist, you are actually able to now kind of have another option instead of just relying on Joyra, because at the moment, I believe it's only Joyra who allows you to actually have cloud resist as an assist, and assists work throughout co-op as well as solo mode, and that's a big deal because a lot of Super Awakenings that had cloud resist have no effect in co-op mode, which can be a little problematic. So being able to assist Roy on your cards and give cloud resist is meaningful. Of course, his base active skill is universally less beneficial than Joyra's, but hey, you have cloud resist, and the L awakenings is kind of unusual, but it at least gives any card the option to unlock orbs when you form an L shape in one of their 2 attributes. So let's say hypothetically you had a blue-yellow card and you made an L with the yellow, you unlock all the orbs. That can be meaningful in certain situations. So Roy does definitely gain significant more value, but it's primarily as an assist evolution. And then last, but certainly not least, is King Bradley. So King Bradley was kind of a sad roll in my opinion. I think I rolled like 2 on Fantastic and no Edward, but with his assist evolution, he gains significant value. So he has Time Extend, Poison Resist 3, and Attack Plus. So he's very similar to Raytheon in the sense that he has the 60% Poison Resist, but giving that one time extend and being Dark attribute has meaning for Dark Metatron teams. You can inherit King Bradley on your Dark Metatrons, leave him unskilled, so it's a 15-turn cooldown, plus Dark Metatron's reasonably long base cooldown as well, so you should have enough buffer time to actually not have it cap out. And then you have the stat transfer, so you get that extra half second of movement time, which is possibly a big deal for your Dark Metatron teams, and you have that 60% poison resist. So like, let's say you pair like your Dark Metatron with this assist with a friend's Dark Metatron with this assist, bam, you have 120% poison resist, and you have a full extra second of movement time, which may help you hit that crucial 7 combos for the damage and the damage reduction shield. Furthermore, King Bradley also receives some buffs, and I'll kind of talk about King Bradley's buffs first, while this assist evolution is still in our minds. So his active skill is still 150,000 fixed damage 5 times, or 750,000 fixed damage spaced over multiple intervals, so it can slide under things like Sopdet. Not enough to kill her, but it can slide under. But you now get, for 1 turn, +2 combos. So normally that's kind of a weird combination. You have some damage and plus combos. But for the most part, when you're playing through endgame content, you don't really care about the 750,000 true damage when the spawns have millions upon millions of health. But the +2 combos can ensure that a void damage penetration board from your other Dark Metatron, or whatever Dark Metatron you actually use, will have 7 or more combos to actually trigger your multiplier, trigger the full damage, and pierce through and execute any of the spawns of the void damage mechanic. So King Bradley definitely has more value. In terms of his leader skill, it's a 7x6 board. You have some stats to dark, health, and attack. You get 2 dark combos, but it's nowhere near valuable enough. He's basically just going to be a wonderful assist evolution. Talking about Roy is still struggling to find true relevancy. He gains a full extra second of orb movement time, but I feel like he's not that amazing because you have to have 2 fire combos. Yes, you can connect 5 or more orbs of any kind, but it's not going to be, in my opinion, as amazing. You're still 144 times, which is not bad. You do have damage reduction, you do have RCV, but the fact that you have to match 2 fire combos to heal can be a little problematic. So stalling is not really feasible. If you're trying to stall, you're going to be killing at the same time. I don't personally feel he's going to be that amazing. I honestly think that he might be seeing more usage from his assist evolution, but I could be wrong. Like, having the ability to get a shield all the time is meaningful because you can connect 5 or more orbs. So it should be anything like jammers, poisons, hearts, whatever it is. So that can help for sure, but I'm not sure how that will necessarily play out. Alphonse's leader skill is 5 times attack from 4. 4 more colors is 3. So it's 15, 225 times. So pretty reasonable leader skill overall. 225 times attack is actually not bad, but you have to hit 4 or more colors, which can be a little problematic for the full multiplier, which should really be doable, but then your RCV only goes up when you actually hit the combos. But with that being said, pairing with something else might be beneficial. Like having 9 times RCV is a little excessive, so maybe Alphonse paired with something like Reach can be doable, because Reach likes to have rainbow teams, and Alphonse is rainbow based. You have 3 times RCV and +2 seconds of orb movement time. Not bad. Reach also, like, he doesn't get the light benefit if I'm not mistaken. I think he's blue. I don't know why I'm having a brain fart now, but it may not be a terrible pairing, but I feel like double Alphonse is going to be a little overkill, unfortunately. And yeah, Reach is blue. I don't know why I didn't have that brain fart. So Reach won't be getting the full benefit, which can be a little drawback, but we could probably figure out some other way to pair Alphonse with someone else, because 9 times recovery is a bit excessive. You're kind of like Riku at this point, except you have to hit colors for RCV. And then lastly, and most excitingly, is Edward's buff. So Edward now has the ability to gain 3.5 times attack from 3 and reduce damage taken when above 50%. So instead of 9 times damage, it is, 10.5, I think? I double check. But the point of the matter is, his full multiplier now goes from 144 times, it's 12.25 times, 144 times to 196 times attack. And that is a huge step up in terms of damage output. That's going to make him and the rest of his team deal significantly more damage. But the best part of this is that Edward gains new super awakenings and limit breaks. So it's not on this screen here. I don't have a window handy for myself at the moment, but Edward can now gain, where is it? Let me see. Actually, can I pull up Discord on here? I should have a Discord window. I will pull up a new window count. I thought I had one. Okay, that's not working. That's fine. We'll just ignore that. Oh, there we go. No, that's fine. So we'll just ignore that. But basically, for the Super Awakenings for the cards, they become significantly more powerful, but most notably is Edward, because Edward now gains the ability to gain a 777 combo Super Awakening. And that is a big deal. Let me just open this and save this image. Oh, there we go. It's kind of in the screen. Close enough. So basically, Edward now can gain an extra 7 combo. Skill boost does not have much value in all honesty, and void damage penetration tends to work best with cards that have the VDP. Sorry, VDP cards tend to work best with bicolor board changers. Edward's active skill gives you hearts to light and hazards to light. Not necessarily a guaranteed void damage penetration board with enough combos as well. So in my opinion, I would go for the 7 combo just because now he has 8 times effective damage. And then when you're playing through as his own team, he has 777 combo on both leaders, 196 times attack, huge amount of personal effective damage, so that's going to make him do significantly more. Yusuke is a better option for void damage penetration. You use double Yusuke as leaders, you have 2 cards of VDP, you technically have a higher attack multiplier at the same time, so in all honesty, I would choose the 7 combo. For Alphonse, it's kind of a no-brainer. 7 combo is just the way to go, really. Just more damage. It helps him keep a little bit abreast with Cotton, but then Cotton does get a 777 combo in her Super Awakening Limit Broken form, which comes soon. Guard Break is kind of redundant in all honesty. Roy Mustang has full bind immunity, L unlock, VDP. VDP with no personal damage is not going to do enough. In all honesty, I don't feel like Roy Mustang is much value really aside from his assist evolution, but again, maybe his leader skill is a little stronger. And then King Bradley's Super Awakenings, again, he's really just going to be an assist evolution in my opinion, so it doesn't make too much of a difference what you choose for the Super Awakening, but 7 combo may be a good blanket choice. And then aside from that, the other large notable buff to a non-6-star is Scar. So Scar's active skill now is for 3 turns, you break all enemies' defense down to 0. And that is unusual because every single defense break we currently have at this point in time has only lasted for 1 turn. So this could be problematic because if you go from one floor to the next and then the opposing spawn says, "Hello, welcome to my floor," you lose the defense break carrying over because some sort of action occurred. But if it lasts for 3 turns, now it will go from 3 down to 2 and the defense break still exists. Of course, if they have a defense status void shield or a status shield, obviously this is no good, it didn't matter, but the point of the matter is if you're playing something like, say, buttoning Tamadras or like where they actually talk at the very end because there's a bit of binding in the highest level of Tamadra Village, now they will still talk, but the defense break will still carry forward. So again, defense breaking has certain value in niche situations, but lasting for 3 turns is a big deal. But perhaps one of the bigger buffs is the fact that their active skill is now buffed from 24 to 15 turns. That's a 9-turn savings, and because Scar can be inherited, you can utilize them on teams with high amounts of either dark attack or co-op boost dark cards in order to deal large amounts of dark attack damage to all enemies. You do 50 times attack, dark attack, total damage for the whole team, to everything. So you might have a very large button that could actually button through lots of content and while hitting every single enemy at the same time. So something like Vajra's, I can't say their name, but they're a dark card with double co-op boost awakenings. They can have huge amounts of damage. You have lots of them as subs. Bam, you're dealing significantly high amounts of damage as a button. So it can be something to keep in mind. Scar just gains significant more value. So if you are rolling, I'd say Scar is probably the best 5-star to acquire at this point in time. So if I'm not mistaken, I believe I covered everything like their buffs, the super awakenings, the limit breaks, and the new assist evolutions for the 6 stars. So one last thing I should say is that there will be the ability to monster exchange, and Edward is probably going to be the top prize that people really want to exchange for, and this is a prepared image I've pulled off from the Discord server, and basically you can trade any 4 of the listed cards in for Edward, and Edward may not necessarily be as top tier as, say, Dark Metatron or Beach Barber and Julie, but his team building requirements are significantly more flexible. You can use anything as a sub for him, so that does help. But maybe he might still be valuable. Like, his damage reduction is still high. It's not as high as Halloween Cotton, so you can't as necessarily naturally tank large preemptives like, say, Goemon and Altarino without, say, co-op or a shield, but he still can survive most things and has huge amounts of damage output. So he's going to definitely be propelled back up to the highest ranks. Maybe he won't be the top leader like he was at some point in time, but he's much better than he was obviously in his current state and form. So if you do choose to monster exchange for him, these are the possible options. So with all that being said, hopefully all the Mantastic day. Let me know what you think about the buffs in the comments below. and happy puzzling.